Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. In this episode, I'll answer the question, can states legally, yes, legally opt out of the federal unemployment benefit program, including the $300 a week federal booster, as well as the PUA, the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, on which millions of self-employed individuals, part-time workers, gig workers are dependent. As you know, at this point in time, almost 2 million of our fellow Americans from 16 Republican states are projected to lose the federal unemployment benefits that they have received as a direct result of the American Rescue Plan. I've seen a lot of comments from our viewers and subscribers asking, is this even legal? Can they even do that? Do they even understand the implications of what this will mean for residents who need money to put food on the table, to make rent, to keep the lights on? I'll cover all that in this episode of Ignition Time. Welcome to our channel. Please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. That is your way of supporting our channel. Let's just jump right in. So there are two separate matters here. There's the $300 a week federal booster and the PUA program. The news is that the $300 a week federal booster is indeed something that the states can opt out of after the middle of June. Yes, folks, this is not ideal, but the truth is, after the middle of June, states can choose to opt out of the $300 a week federal booster, and that is what many states are doing. At this moment, at the time I'm recording this video, 16 Republican states, which by the way would impact 2 million individuals who are dependent on federal unemployment benefits. 16 Republican states have said that after the middle of June, they're going to stop taking money from the federal government for federal unemployment benefits, which includes the $300 a week. So it is safe to say that with these officials, with these Republican officials, the $300 a week after the middle of June, depending on which state you're in, will indeed be gone. Because basically the states are saying, we're opting out, we're not taking the money. That's it. That's how things work. Now, the PUA program, the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, on the other hand, is a separate matter. I'm about to show you a clip from CNBC. And by the way, this clip was recorded when CNBC had early data. The new data suggests that 2 million individuals in well over 16 states have now been impacted. But here's the important part. The Labor Department of the United States can enter into a deal or can require states to continue paying the PUA program because of the language associated with the PUA program. The language basically says the state shall provide benefits. So there is a legal nuance here which could potentially save the PUA program, because the Labor Department has legal authority to either enforce that the states pay PUA recipients their unemployment benefits, and by the way, this is federal money, or enter into a deal with states, and this is very likely to happen because of the language of the way the PUA benefits were structured. Let's start by taking a look at this segment from CNBC. The Labor Department may be able to continue the PUA program despite strong resistance from Republican states. And as the debate rages on about these unemployment benefits, more and more Republican governors are opting out of the program. CNBC took a closer look at the legal battle that is now shaping up and the language within the PUA program that the United States Labor Department may be able to leverage in an effort to get the PUA program to continue. It's too soon, but this does mean that the PUA program has a chance of continuing despite resistance from Republican officials. But the $300 a week booster does not have a chance of continuing if Republican officials decide to do away with it. Let's roll the tape and check out what CNBC had to say.
As the debate rages over the effects of federal pandemic unemployment benefits, more Republican governors are opting out of the program. Rahel Solomon is here. She's got a look at the legal battle that's taking shape. Rahel, good morning.
Hi, Becky. Good morning. Yeah, so the number of states opting out of enhanced unemployment benefits is growing. It currently stands at least 14, and these states are all led by Republican governors. State leaders say that the federal benefits are encouraging people to stay home instead of return to work. But according to a report from the Century Foundation, cutting off these benefits could impact more than 1 million people within weeks. Now, one group sounding the alarm that opting out of at least part of the program may not be legal. The National Employment Law Project sending a memo to the Federal Department of Labor this week outlining that while other CARES Act programs may be discretionary, the language for the pandemic unemployment assistance indicates it's not.
It states that the secretary shall provide to any covered individual employment benefit assistance while that individual is unemployed, partially employed, or unable to return to work. So for the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, PUA, which a lot of states are ending, that program is a requirement.
So Delp is suggesting one of two things. Either the DOL can force those states to continue offering PUA, or the DOL can recruit states that are willing to administer the benefits. Now, we have seen states do that before in the cases of natural disaster, but as we know, states have struggled with the volume of applicants during the pandemic. So, Becky, unclear if that option would work here. The DOL, meantime, telling us that it has received the memo. Becky?
What happens in the meantime, Rahel?
Well, again, according to that Century Foundation report, it looks like within the next few weeks, if nothing changes, that, 1 million or so people will be cut off of benefits unless the DOL steps up and intervenes. At this point, at least, it's unclear if that will happen. We should say that Senator Sanders also sending a letter to the DOL petitioning them to step up. But at this point, if nothing else happens between now and mid-June, Becky, it looks like 1 million or so people will be cut off of PUA benefits.
Like I mentioned, the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program for the self-employed workers, gig workers, part-time workers could continue because the U.S. Labor Department may be able to prevent the termination of the program. The U.S. Labor Department has the legal power, the legal authority to keep that aid flowing due to a specific wording in the CARES Act, which established the program according to a National Employment Law Project letter that was sent to the Labor Department Secretary Marty Walsh. Now, the bad news is that $300 a week is not subject to the same language. In other words, $300 a week is indeed discretionary, and it is something that the states can opt out of. But I'm talking specifically about the PUA program here. I'll quote from this letter that was sent by the foundation to the U.S. Labor Secretary Marty Walsh. Our position is that the Department of Labor has this authority and that they should utilize their authority to be able to ensure PUA extends to its full range, meaning PUA benefits continue up until Labor Day. We would argue that given this authority, DOL must take that action. Now, there are two options, it seems, for the Department of Labor. Number one, U.S. labor officials could require states that have opted out to continue paying the PUA program benefits. So the U.S. Labor Department could say, you need to continue paying these benefits to PUA recipients. In other words, take the money from us, pass it on. And that essentially is how the PUA program would continue. But the rest of the federal benefits, including the $300 a week booster, would not continue. That is one option. Another option is that the Labor Department could enter into a deal with different states to administer PUA programs in their state. Maybe even try and help residents outside of that particular state. Yes, folks, in case you're thinking, what? Folks, we are in no man's land right now because of the decision by Republican governors to try and do away with the federal unemployment benefits because of labor shortages in their state in an effort to get what they call people back to work. And here's another important factor. This could definitely lead to potential lawsuits between the states and the federal government. The state will say, hey, it's discretionary. We decided to opt out of it and we're opting out of everything. And then the state will probably find a lawyer that says, hey, if we're opting out of everything. How can you say that we shall do this and we shall not do that? So this is going to create some sort of a legal battle. But my prediction is that the states and the federal government will not get into a long drawn out legal battle. The states are busy trying to get their own residents back on track. The federal government has its own set of problems. I'm pretty sure that the PUA program is likely to continue, but I am also pretty certain that the $300 a week federal booster is unlikely to continue because within the language of the CARES Act, which by the way created the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, the language was that the states shall provide, which basically can be interpreted by lawyers saying that, hey, you are required to provide it. And that could be the thing that saves the PUA program. But no such luck for the $300 a week unemployment booster. It is legal for states to opt out of the $300 a week booster and other federal unemployment programs, but it may be possible for the U.S. Labor Department to require states to continue paying out the PUA benefits, and we'll find out in the next, I would imagine, few days, maybe a week or so. And by the way, you can be sure that I'll report it to you on our channel. So please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. That would mean a lot to me. That is your way of supporting our channel. So that was it. Let me know what you think of the legality of ending $300 a week unemployment benefits, which unfortunately is discretionary for the states after the middle of June. And on the other hand, the potential continuation of the PUA program should the US Labor Department decide to enforce it. But this is a double-edged sword, because this could set up conflict, this could set up a lot of chaos, this could definitely set up lawsuits between states and the federal government. Let me know what you think. Please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. This right here is a little bit of information about me. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. I want you to know I work very hard on this channel. I encourage you to follow me on Twitter. Right here is my Twitter feed. You'll be able to follow along with all the latest news stories that I'm reading in real time, and you'll be able to follow along with all the breaking news. It's almost like having your own personal news alert service, because I retweet a lot of information that is critical to the country, the economy, as well as our money. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.